This is MajorTv and this is brought to you by Major. Like and subscribe to get your notifications. Couldn't do it without you, need your full participation. And we giving back, this is your appreciation. Tune in daily, get your positive vibrations. Learn different words in your own native language. Learn being black ain't all about slavery. Put that in the school book, it's part of education. We need to rewrite it, need some better information. Like how we built the pyramids and formed our own nation. Visit different continents and then try to invade them. Way before Columbus, but that ain't none of these pages. It's all just rumors, just a bunch of speculation. But why I never admit every hero is Caucasian. Even white people starting to say this shit is racist. Like how they talking to blacks for this vaccination. This is MajorTv and this is brought to you by Major. Like and subscribe to get your notifications. Do it without you, need your full participation. And we giving back, this is your appreciation. This is MajorTv and this is brought to you by Major. Like and subscribe to get your notifications. Do it without you, need your full participation. And we giving back, this is your appreciation. Appreciate the views and appreciate the comments. Keeping it real, always giving you this content. Hoping that my people don't take nothing out of context. Giving you
Hey, my people, what's going on? You're tuning with MajorTv. Let's talk. This is where real engagement conversation with the black community begin. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Hotep. Shalom. Hola. And good day to everybody that's viewing. I want to thank you again for tuning in. I have a special guest I'm going to share my platform with tonight. Y'all know the one and only Chirora ElKadar is in the building, the elder. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing positive, and I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. We have an interesting topic going on tonight. And thanks to the elder, we was talking a week or so ago, and he was very emphatic about consciousness versus content, and he said it best. So I won't try to re-echo or reiterate how he said it, but it was very profound. At the time, he was in Florida, dealing with a personal matter, and I was in YouTube jail for 7 days. And they can't stop the consciousness, they can't stop the movement, you know that. And I had a chance to ponder on it. And when I did the live, I wasn't sure if he was going to be on the live, but I want to thank the brother for coming in and just really blessing the channel as always with his wisdom, his knowledge and understanding. I'm just going to go into the content. Hopefully people come in in a little bit. But man, tell me where that come from, where that epiphany came from when you had spoke about conscience versus content.
Yeah, like I said, greetings to each and every one. Thank you, Major, for having set up this platform, this foundation that one can come forth on and put forth some kind of fullness. Before I get into breaking it down, I'd like to introduce myself a little more in depth. Ones-on-ones might have listened to me previous sessions that we've had on this channel. And I just wanted you guys to know a little bit about myself. I'm a singer-songwriter, an original artist. I've been doing that for over 43 years. From the root to the fruit is the music that I do. I do not sample anything. I create everything from scratch. The music that I do is for the times. It's for the evolution of my people and the evolution of mankind. To contribute, it will be my contribution. I'm also involved with Third Eye Music, which is a platform that is soon to be released. And you're hearing about Third Eye Music right now for the first time on MajorTv. This is exclusive information. Details of it will be released at another date, but everything will be answered at that time. It's going to address many things that our people actually are in need of in these times, as far as evolution of our self-sufficiency, evolution of our liberty, evolution of our liberation. So I just wanted that to be known. You know, I am active. Now, to get to the epiphany, as Major mentioned, you know, after witnessing and observing specific things on social media, and people getting shut down because of their content of their material, that the so-called YouTubes and the Instagrams and the Facebooks and the different so-called social media deemed to be unacceptable. That's when I realized, you know, when I begin to look into what the contents were, I begin to realize, why would you want to block stuff like that when it actually has to do with helping people to be more informed and helping people to have a more informed or helping people to have an ability to have a more informed decision on the things that affect their lives and their loved ones. And that's when I realized that it wasn't a matter of content or contents, because contents meaning what is inside of something, like the contents of a book, you know, the contents of a suitcase, the contents of a barrel, you know. It talks about what articles and what particular things are inside of that particular vessel. That's what a book is, a vessel. I realized that with my real eyes, that consciousness is really the problem for those entities when they deem that the contents of your expression is not acceptable. Now, we have to understand that there's not people behind these areas that's reading and listening to every program. No, they have an AI, because there's too much content and they would have to hire too much people, and people are slow. So they create an algorithm, an AI, artificial intelligence, that will handle that for them. And they have it programmed by different triggers to deem whether what you're saying is correct or not. Now, so content. First of all, yeah, content. Let me go into the definition of the word content. The content of a thing. Content means in a state of peaceful happiness. That's the adjective. The verb is to satisfy someone. The noun is a state satisfaction. That's content. So what we're talking about now, when they block you, what they're saying is that your information is creating and making people, taking away the satisfaction. You're not satisfying anyone with that information. It serves no purpose. Also, what they're saying is that your content is taking away the state of peaceful happiness of the people. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm just going to give a year from 2019 to 2020 to 2021. I don't think anybody's been in a state of peaceful happiness. I think there's been especially amongst our people, the black people. I think that we have been going through a lot of dissatisfaction. I think we have been experiencing a lot of degradation and a lot of things that has disturbed our content. We are not a contented people no more. We are not satisfied people anymore. We have lost our state of satisfaction. And there's none to satisfy us. Because everything that we have done, from voting to marching to picking up arms and formations, nothing has changed. And what has changed, we really cannot look at that as a cohesive change, a change that is bringing cohesion and is bringing us to a state of unification and bringing humanity into a better place. So that's what got me to look into consciousness. You know, got me to look into consciousness. And consciousness is basically defined as a state of being awake and aware of one's surroundings. The awareness or perception of something by a person. The synonyms for that is awareness, knowledge, existence, awareness, wakefulness, so on and so forth. The fact of awareness by the mind of itself and the world. Now, it seems today, if we put out content or contents that is bringing our people and others into an awareness of themselves and the world around them, it seems like there's a problem with these entities. Maybe they need to go ahead and recalibrate their AI to the truthful realities of life, that people are innately seeking to be content. And then we'll be able to get somewhere. People are innately suited, you know, to be in a state of satisfaction. We all want to be satisfied. Nothing should hinder that. And they're claiming that the contents are stopping that. For my brother to be put on some kind of disciplinary action, and I know Major does not involve himself in destructive energy, and I know that he's a good brother that is diligently working for the peace and for the satisfaction of his people and the happiness of his people. So when he told me he was in some kind of disciplinary, he was in the hole. Put it that way. He was in the hole. No sunshine, no nothing. You know, bread and water. I don't know if he even got that out of it. You know what I'm saying? It was a shock to me. So it was, and that's when I began to talk about that. So consciousness is a very serious thing. Within consciousness, we have also other words that can be looked upon, like, as I said, awareness. Also, consciousness has to deal with internal and external reality. The internal and external reality of consciousness, you know, it has to do with, consciousness is basically your whole entire existence. It cannot really be explained, but we can talk about things that attempt to explain consciousness. But consciousness is not something that you can actually explain and come up with anything like a chair you can sit in. It's not nothing like that. Consciousness is who you are. And it is constantly evolving, Everything is set inside to help you in that evolution of consciousness. You are consciousness. Consciousness is your spirit, your character, your personality, your physical manifestation, your relationship with your environment, your relationship with your children, with your neighbors, with strangers, your relationship with the nature itself. Consciousness is who we are in our total self. So I don't understand how that can be rejected and say we are attacking the consciousness, when consciousness is everything. I yield for a moment, before I come with the second portion that goes deeper into another area of consciousness and content.
Thank you for sharing that with me. For sharing it with everybody else. But I'm gonna angle it because when you and I was talking, we were talking about what's going on in our community, right?
Yes.
And when you said it, it was in regards to how content is being spewed out there, and whereas it's more into commercializing or more into along the lines of it being classically, and I've got a tired tongue. I have a tired tongue, y'all. I apologize. Clear is how it's being shared, right? So, when I wrote the description, what have you, I talked about how we sell trauma, how we engage in negative attacks, right? We present some decent content and then flip it, and I see some our people just be so angry sharing content that, it's like when you cook my food, cook it with love, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you share information, share it with love, because if a person is so angry, right, and they share this information, it can be transferred to another sister and brother, and really they go act, you know what I'm saying? And not think about the consequence of their action. And for me, when I was on YouTube, I didn't care. Like, I understand that this they thing, you know what I'm saying? I got my own website and I'm doing my own thing. And like I said, behind the scenes, I don't care about none of that, right? I didn't want nobody to know I was even in YouTube jail. It ain't no big deal, right? But my thing is, I had a chance to watch 7 days, just look at different channels, right?
Yeah.
And I was just so surprised of the content, because at one time for years I just watched it. See, people realize I watched everybody for years push their content, right? And in my own opinion, I felt the discussion needed to be discussed more. I feel like the movement should be pushed more. I felt like we should be challenged more as a people, right? And that's why I really started this platform, where I want to really addressing social, political, economic, and racial ills. I would have called out people that was calling out other people just because of the fact that it's not right. I don't see how we wouldn't even talk about each other. I don't see how we say we want unity, you know what I'm saying? But we criticizing each other. I don't want to message you if you're talking bad about me or putting disrespecting my name, you know what I'm saying? Just because. And I really feel in my heart like we push a lot of content without real substance and really connecting the dots. You know what I'm saying? It's like talking from the Bible, right? But not connecting the dots. Talking from the Quran, not connecting the dots. That's how I really see it. Not connecting the dots. It's like you're talking over somebody's head. I believe in always being simple. And I watch the Haiti thing. People talk down about the Haitians here and how they may treat black people, what have you. But I really believe this. If you don't respect yourself, how you expect somebody to respect you? And though nobody should disrespect anybody, especially, sisters and brothers. But I look at how we have allowed so much to happen to us that when those come in here and try to treat us bad or try to mishandle us, I feel, Lord, that we have put ourselves in a position where people just feel bold to do that, because it's not just our people, it's everybody. But at a time where there's a real crisis at the border, we shouldn't even be talking like that. It should be really calling for what it is. But it's so futile and so beneath us to even get on that level. Just knowing historical stand of Haiti and how they beat the French and how we know the enemy hate them. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to talk about historic context, right? So I'm listening to them, listen how calling people out. Look, don't worry about nobody. Worry about you. You and I. What we gonna do? I am not gonna push. I'm not about to attack nobody. I'm not gonna be talking about nobody. They're not doing nothing good. That's not me. That's not this channel. This channel was never brought existence. They be talking about people and criticizing people and getting mad. I'm not about to yell, scream, fuss, and holler for what? For what? And most times we're screaming and fussing at each other. Most times we wouldn't hurt each other fast. We wouldn't take on the enemy. I'm saying things that's just not real. How can you criticize and get mad at a sister and brother that's not doing that when you know they was in a desolate place? You know they was in a dark place. You know they have been subjugated, brainwashed, and damaged. If you know anything about internal pressure, they say if you don't take on the enemy, or you don't take on the person that violated you, or you don't get some kind of help, you eventually take on yourself, take on people around you. And I see people that's supposed to be part of the movement take on their own people, screaming, howling, and fussing, saying some of the most negative things. Our people need love. Our people need help. We don't need all that other stuff. If you're that mad, you know the turn they bring the energy to. We put so much pressure on the community, but we're not getting off our bus and going to the community. We're sitting behind the screen talking right now while people actually suffering. We have to realize the gentrification, how communities look with the drugs, with the crime and violence. This was playing years and years ago, 30, 40 years. This wasn't overnight. We responded, this just happened. It's been a war. We say it's a war. It's been a war. It never changed. The problem is we could never sit down and agree. We can put our religion on the side. We can put our personal differences on the side to focus on what's important. They do it all the time. So when I listen to content being shared, it's shared in a way I feel like the people not gravitating like they should. When they do gravitate to it, they're not processing the next level because it's levels to grow, right? And I'm like, we should be about raising the level of consciousness, our people level of consciousness, right? Mm-hmm. Then pushing content just to fill our pockets or put on the emotions of people because you know they've been traumatized, you know they've been victimized, you know that the position they've been put in, you know, because content is nothing if you don't know how to present it. Content means nothing if you don't know how to present it. You can present it with love, you can present it with hate. It's something you present it with confusion or fraud. And I'm watching, I'm like, damn, what are we doing? I watched this movie, you know, I like this movie, I ain't gonna lie, The Gladiator, right? Y'all watch The Gladiator when Russell Crowe, when they first was about to fight the other gladiators or what have you. Russell Crowe asked him when he was circuit, have you been to the army? Anybody been in the army? And it was like, yeah, we've been in the army. He said, we survive and we stick together. Those that stick together, they die like that. But those who stuck together, they survive. And we've been working like my 5-finger spread right now apart because of petty differences. And it's sad when Malcolm X had said at a press conference, he said he's focusing, we left the nation's life. He said he's focusing on bringing all black people together. He said we're gonna deal with the religion. We black first. He said put your religion. He said put your religion away. We talking about this is a community. He said the religion's not good. Throw it away and get you another one. And too many times we let our religions, our personal beliefs, what have you, get in the way. When I speak about consciousness, I'm talking about being able to share information with people that each time you see them, you're raising their level of education, their knowledge. That's the whole goal. Each time I do a live, each time I do a video, I'm trying to share to people something they may not know or something they may know but may have to be reiterated again so you understand what this is about. See, I'm watching how information is being shared and I'm seeing angry people up, but I'm like, you're gonna bust a grape and fruit fight. You would hurt your people before you hurt anybody else. That's what we've been doing all our life. Is getting mad at our people because they're the only people around that we can get mad at. We get mad at the enemy, you know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be just words. Only a few of us willing to act out. We have to stop calling each other out. We have to stop being disrespectful. We have to realize that everybody play a role and everybody not gonna do what this person may do. Everybody ain't meant to be part of the military. Everybody ain't meant to be a tech person. Everybody ain't meant to be an inventor. We have to play our role, and a lot of us don't know our role. And I'm just watching all these different platforms out here, how these platforms can't come together as one to really deal with that common problem. And I don't care how much we in the States try to separate ourselves from the continent and the diaspora. They still us. I yield the floor.
Positivity. You're so correct, my brother. You know, you're so correct. You know, like I said again, Third Eye is coming with some things for everybody. It's going to solve a lot of problems. We have to begin to stop thinking as segments and thinking as one reality as our people. So, you know, we'll be putting together a package that's going to address all of our situations. That we don't have to keep, a brother got in trouble, a sister got in trouble, let's do a GoFundMe or whatever. We need to have a perpetual economic and financial resource that is going to satisfy whatever the situation is, whatever the problem is. We're going to have our own everything. And like I said, I'll get into that a little bit more in detail as we progress within the evolution of MajorTv, within the evolution of Third Eye Music Media, within the evolution of Fearless Arrow. That's my musical expression, Fearless Arrow Experience. And as we evolve as Chihuahua, that's who I am, the harmonious unity of creation, the harmonious unity of creation. So therefore, that is my purpose. So let us look at some words now that's dealing with consciousness. Purpose. What is the purpose of consciousness? Everything has a purpose. The purpose of a hammer is to drive a nail. The purpose of a screwdriver is to turn a screw. The purpose of a steering wheel is to steer the vehicle. So everything in creation has a purpose. What is the purpose of Chihuahua? The purpose of Chihuahua is to resuscitate the harmonious unity that is in creation. We are a part of creation, so we're included in that resuscitation process. That's my job. That's my work. I would love to have the support of each and every one that is on this broadcast right now and their friends and their families to support that process of resuscitating our people. That's why we're here. We understand that the adversary is in our peripheral. Our focus is in our people. And the peaceful happiness of our people, as spoke of earlier in terms of content. Our people deserve to be content with their life and content with how they live. MajorTv is bringing this to the forefront. And Chihuahua is utilizing the energy of the universe, of nature, to bring that about. The platform is about to get huge, and everyone will benefit because that's how we have constructed it. There will be no thing outside of the happiness of our people, the safety of our people. This does not mean, safety doesn't necessarily mean you got to pick up a gun. But safety at times may mean that. Because you have to build your foundation. You have to build your ground in which you stand on. When you say stand your ground, well, we haven't built a ground to stand on. So consciousness helps you to build this ground in which you stand on. What is the purpose of consciousness? Purpose means the reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists. So that means we know that consciousness exists for a specific purpose. Has nothing to do with what you think, or I think, Major think, or anybody think. We didn't create consciousness. The creative consciousness knows the purpose of consciousness, and consciousness itself knows its purpose. Very important. And consciousness, the purpose of consciousness is to establish content. To establish content. Content, which is satisfy the people. Satisfy the people. What do the people want? Food, clothes, shelter, the ability to love and to be loved. The basic necessities of life. Consciousness is here to bring about a state of peaceful happiness to our people, the Black people, specifically, and to humanity as a whole. We're not going to leave out humanity, because we don't do that. We're Black people. We leave nobody out. We're not selfish people. We include all of creation in whatever our endeavor is. Whatever, however we ascend, humanity will ascend. However we achieve, humanity will achieve. And it will always be a building. See, because it takes more energy and power to build something, and it takes less energy and less power to destroy something. Now, we all know from historical reality and truth that our adversary delights, gloats over destruction of stuff. So that means the mere fact that we understand that it takes less power and energy to destroy and more power and energy to build, therefore we can come, and it stands to reason that we can say that our adversary, who's hell-bent on destruction, is weak. He's not really strong. So we want to give credence to such things. So the purpose of consciousness is to bring about content, which is peaceful happiness, a state of satisfaction, to satisfy somebody, which is who? To satisfy humanity. Because the trees will be satisfied if humanity is satisfied, because we'll stop polluting the air. We'll stop doing all the things we're doing, polluting the waters, polluting the earth. We no longer get what you call fertilizing rain from the heavens. We get acid rain. By the time it passes through the jet fuel and all the other factory emissions and all the other greenhouse stuff, we don't have divine and pure holy water coming down anymore, because the air is no longer pristine, the earth is no longer pristine. And so we have to make sure that we understand or overstand and finally have a rock standing of consciousness and content. Okay, so we do understand that the purpose of consciousness is to establish that peaceful happiness throughout. And we also have the word sentient. Sentient, which is basically, it's just dealing with, sentient is dealing with the ability to perceive or feel things. Sentient, we are sentient beings. We're flesh and blood, sentient living beings. We can perceive and we can feel, you know, we can look. And if we are looking, because we can see and we can hear, so we can listen. See, this is all a part of being sentient, and all of nature is sentient. You best believe that the trees are listening to us. Talk to them. Just because they look, we have been bastardized. Our minds have been bastardized. Our minds have been miseducated, like Carter G. Woodson says. the miseducation of the Negro. We've been miseducated. Everything that we've been told is a flat out lie. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Like Williams said, everything. Okay? So we know that this is serious times that we're in. We need to keep it simple and understand that we don't have to ask a bunch of questions. Why are we questioning, does consciousness exist? What is consciousness? Consciousness is your life, is life itself. Life is programmed by its creator. Come down. Establish yourself into the earth. Only the reason the tree exists is because the seed was placed into the earth. The roots of the tree is the reason for the tree being. The seed that was put into the earth is a capsule. The key that opened that seed is the earth. Once you put the seed into the earth opens the seed and adds certain things to the seed. Its seed opens up in germination and comes up and grows and become a tree that brings you fruit in due season. We're all excited about the tree and the fruit. Oh, it's hot. Let's go into that tree and get some shade. Natural AC. Oh, the blossoms are on the tree. It smells so good out here. Let's go and enjoy this aroma. Oh, the birds come and they make their nests and they have their children in the tree. The breeze is blowing and it's just so beautiful. And the fruit come and we eat the fruit and the fruit become us. We eat the fruit and the tree now becomes us, becomes a part of our body, our being. It's one reality, one movement. This is the unity that we need to have as Black people. Like how the tree can unite with the seed can unite with the earth and bring forth a root that can bring forth a tree, that can bring forth blossom, that can bring forth a fruit, that everybody can be happy to come to the tree and have a relationship with the tree. That's how we need to be with one another as a people in our communities. And I will yield for a moment to get to the next piece I'm going to talk about is the biological essence of consciousness and how that is linked in to our environment and what's going on with us right now in today's world.
I want to thank Antoine Orban Irvin for the super chat. Thank you, my brother. What's up, brother Major? ElKadar in room. How you doing, brother? We fine. Thank you for coming through. We're addressing content versus consciousness, and it's a very interesting topic. Before I go over to my next segment, what I want to talk about, would y'all please like and share the video?
Yeah.
If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe as well. Hit the notification button. We are dropping content constantly. I see everybody out there. I see the JVs. I see Rilla. Man, I see 100 Black Real. See Cody, Shirley. K Money rolling. Much love. Ophelia. I see all y'all out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sorry I didn't go to the chat, but I just want to get straight to it. But life, what I've learned is relationship based. We have to know how to build relationships, quality relationships. And it's in networking. We have to know how to network. I think there's so much negative energy come out of the mouths of many people that's melanated. That's sad. I really think that we have a tunnel vision when it comes down to what the movement look like. I keep saying over and over and over again. There's a store down the street that's about 5 miles away. It needs some labor. They need products. They need people in the to feed the community. One fussing about going on the bus. Another one fussing about going in a car. Uber, train, bike, flying. We fussing about how to get there when it doesn't really matter as long as we get there. Too many times we fuss over little bitty stupid things. We pit one over another. Okay, good, this person did something great. What about all the other people that's doing things? We get locked in. We gotta look at everybody on the front line, what they are doing. We cannot pit one over another. We cannot be taking sides. Only side we should take is righteousness. That's the only side we should take. If it's not righteousness, stay the hell away from it. Take it from me. You're going to fall, but you got to get back up. You're going to follow the wrong person. You got to shake it off and get away from that person and find somebody else to follow. But this is real. This is not a joke. I'm getting sick and tired of watching people take sides. I'm getting sick and tired of, we already know where the hate coming from. Even in our own community, we know where the hate coming from. We know where enemies stand, but we have to deal with ourselves more than we have to deal with the enemy. What hurts me and bothers me the most is as I push this platform in direction of righteousness, of unity, of communicating effectively, as well as objectively looking at what we're trying to do. What's the real solutions? Because see, just because this person saying that, in the day, whatever works, we need to go with it. Because right now we just talk. I never forget what Neely Fuller Jr. said when somebody called him a few years ago when he was with Talk Team on radio. Somebody said, Mr. Fuller, how you feel about Mr. Farrakhan so forth strong? He said, I'm not in no position to talk about no black person in a bad way. He said, I've been trying for the longest to try to convince the people this is the way of try to deal with the non-factors, people, activities that the white supremacists control. He said he may have the right way, I don't know. And I love his response because if you haven't solved the problem yet, then you don't know if the next man can solve it. But just because he's not doing the way you want him to do it, just because he's not seeing the way you want him to see it, that don't mean he's wrong. I'm at a point right now whereas I had to go back in the mindset understanding what I'm dealing with. And see, once you understand what you're dealing with, you can inhale and you exhale in peace because you understand. See, I keep telling people, you're talking long enough to major, I'm going to look in your soul. Because sometimes we do too much of this. We think it's cute. I'm dissecting you as a person, I'm dissecting your message. And then I'm watching you because I believe nobody here half what I see. I watch your actions. I really play chess. I know how to move that king. I know how to move that queen, that bishop, that castle, that knight. I know how to move that pawn. I watch a person's actions. A person say, I love you, I love you, I love you, Major. But when you watch the action, you ain't sure you love me. You're doing everything contrary. You're not trying to help me. You're not there side by side as a brother or sister. So I have to really hammer that because we don't understand the movement and really everything really in the relationship base. We have to build relationships. We have to be able to sit down and talk. Even if we come to some disagreements, at the end of the day, we understand we have a real situation we're dealing with. And too many times, one won't outtalk the other. Too many times, conversations are hijacked and people are so emphatical about pushing their point as opposed to understanding whatever we're going to do, we need to do it. We need to do it now. We have too many examples, recent examples too, that I won't even speak about, where it was missed opportunities, couldn't come together. In the past, couldn't come together. And now everybody needs money now. I've donated so much money, boy, I don't even keep count of it. I don't think we really realize that all we try to do in the community, even what I'm doing right now, if someone happened to me, I already know what's going on in the community. So I don't really expect nothing because I'm kind of like I'm all right. But to make a long story short, a lot of time we don't even be prepared for what's to come, and that's what worries me the most because we be saying let's do this and let's do that and what have you. And me and Elder always talk about like we talk too much too. We say too much publicly, and we don't realize the enemy watching us. We have to be doers and less talkers. See, I said in the scripture where I said we talk more, but put less boots on the ground. And we have to understand that all that talking don't do nothing but put us in the worst position. Because you know why? We let the enemy listen to what we saying. If we even let, if I say enemy, I'm not just talking about the real enemy. I'm also talking about our people that's working as for the enemy, being adversarial just because. We have to be more better at not being so offensive and disrespectful. We have to be patient, understand that some people might don't get it right now, but we got to keep it moving. Because we have no time to be worrying about trying to convince anybody that don't want to see what's going on. It is 2021. If we don't know by now that we on the wall, we don't know by now that we have to take it us, I don't know what to say. As long as we continue to offend, step on each other's toes, as long as we continue to not build quiet relationship and not really network, it's going to get worse before it get better. And I'm constantly pushing this platform towards us communicating better, us really sitting down and what have you, because I won't lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's 1 year that I celebrated. It was crazy how I was divided in so many ways about approaching our situation and watching on different stances and these different positions people was taking. The fella really sit down and really discuss what to do. In the end, to me, in my personal opinion, it haven't gotten better, you know. And I feel like every time we miss the mark, we putting in more and more on future generation that got to struggle with the same thing we struggling with. If we can't set example by coming together, unifying, and really being serious about what's going on, that's why I'm admiring people that's doing things in the community. And I'm not gonna call the name like I'm about to call them. I'm just gonna wait for a second. But that's why I'm at that's where I'm at right now in my stance. I'm just trying to do it. I just want to be a doer. I don't want to be somebody just talking, you know. That's why I won't be doing a lot of lives and videos. I'm gonna do them a caller, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to all day do this. Even though I'm like me, I'm just one person. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I just feel like we have to live by example. We have to do that. Because if not, I feel like we're gonna lose a lot of people. Because the enemy will go in there and give them money. Enemy will go in there and act like they're trying to help them. As long as we keep them away from the movement, away from people that's trying to do something, people that really care about making a difference in the community, we're gonna try to keep them away from us. So I just wanted to just share that for right now. I yell the flow.
Oh yeah, that's real. That's real what you're saying, brother. And it's so important. You know, you speak of relationship. You know, when you look at you know, relationship, it is it's got some words in there. A ship, a vessel that travels on water, you know. And then you have to relate. And you know, we have to relate in order for a relationship to work, we must relate. And then also that can go into being related, you know, and then within that word, you have another word, which is ion, an ion. You know, and an ion is an atom or molecule with a net electric charge. So we're talking about within the relationship, the word relationship, there is electrical charge. We now know that the brain is the central nervous system. So we understand that everything that is we call the human being, your body, although we display mechanical abilities, you know, these are mechanical movements I'm doing, mechanical. These are all mechanical. All mechanical, but we are electrical in nature. We are electrical in nature. So just the relationship itself carries an electrical charge. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm not going too deep right now, but you know, as
speak, brother, speak.
As Major was speaking, you know, it was like flowing, you know, into the realities of what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with energy, and we as a people has allowed our energy to be usurped and redirected. What do you do when you go to work every day? You expend energy and you get paid currency. Currency is the current, like a river of water. And where do you go? To the bank. The bank is like the banks of the river that directs the currency where you want it. So the banks and other people are directing your currency, telling you what to do with your money. They got Black Friday, go and spend it. Oh yeah, we buy. They get you into a materialistic mentality. You sell off everything you work for. You go buy everything you work for. You know, they entice your children to want things, and the children come to their mother, but the mommy, can I have this? Daddy, can I have it? And then we go to keep our children happy. Remember, content to keep our children content. We got to keep them happy. See, that's what content is. So we go spend more money. And so they have created us to become a consumer, a consumer population in the United States of America and around the world. So I'm saying this to bring you to the reality as to what is really happening with our people and what we must do to change things. And nothing will change unless we do the things I will mention to you, unless we become what we call conscious. See, consciousness means you now understand who you are. You have a full understanding and awareness of your sentient nature, your nature to perceive things, to see things, and to bring things about, and to think, and to act. This is why they shut platforms down that try to bring you up into the essence of who you really are. We're not here to destroy life. We're here to build life. We are pro-life. We say the best thing that we can give to life, because life gave us life, is to give life our life. They want us to see Malcolm X and Martin Luther King as people who died for us. No, but we should see Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and others, Patrice Lumumba, Winnie Mandela, so many others that have lived for us. They didn't die for us. Their death was just a moment. They did nothing in their death. We should not celebrate their death. We should celebrate their life. That's the essence of why they lived. That was their purpose, to bring contentment not only to their people, but contentment to the world and humanity itself, contentment to nature. Because when man is content, the oceans and the seas and the rivers and the streams are happy, because they're no longer polluted, because man is mindful, is conscious, is aware, and is sentient of himself and his environment around him. Our purpose is to bring that about, to resuscitate that spirit. Remember, I don't care where you come from, like Peter Tosh said, as long as you are a black man, you are African. See, we must understand the reason for our blackness. We are the saviors of creation, the saviors of the earth. Saviors? What do you mean, brother? Well, look around. Are you the people that's polluting the earth? Are you the people that's talking about asteroids that come and hit the earth? Are you the people talking about doomsday? Are you the people talking about by the year so-and-so, the Caucasian race will be a minority in America? Are you the one talking about, oh, come so-and-so, the people of color will be a majority? Are you the one talking about, oh, we need to get rid of how many billions of people or millions of people because it's over? Are we the one doing that? No. Polluted mentalities are doing that. We know who these people are. I don't have to speak their name because I give them no power, because they have no power, and whatever it is they do shall fail. But remember the law. If you dig in a pit for one man, you might as well dig two. One for your own self, because you're violating the law of nature. To destroy another man for your own selfish reason and purpose is against the law of nature, and nature will take its toll on you, because you cannot beat nature. No one can do that. You can pollute it, you can alter it, you can do all you want to do with it, but in the end, nature will overcome you. You wicked man who think that you have dominion over the earth and the people of the earth. You silly, foolish, wicked man. Your days are numbered, not by me, but by nature and your very acts that you have been committing on this planet and its people. I don't have to judge you. History and nature and the creator of nature will judge you. The trees will testify against you. The rivers and the oceans will testify against you. The earth itself will rise up against you. The planets in the galaxies and the universe will speak out against you. So I want to bring you something towards happiness. There's a book called The Happiness Genes. This book is a book that's well worth getting. It's called The Happiness Genes. There's a lot of new science going out there, you know, that's out there right now. One of the sciences is called epigenetics. Epigenetics is the study of how your behavior and your environment can cause changes that affect the way your genes work. Think about that. Epigenetics. The study of how your behaviors and your environment can cause changes that affect the way your genes work. Now, let's go back to redlining. Let's go back to gentrification. Let's go back to, I mean, you can, from emancipation, no, matter of fact, from the days of the enslavement of our people, because we were not slaved, we were just an enslaved people, to Emancipation Proclamation. Look at the behaviors that was upon us. Yes, sir. No, sir. Dogs biting us. All kind of, we trying to run, trying to get away. That's a natural thing, trying to be free, to redeem yourself, fight or flight. Look at all of the different projects that they build and the different things they denied us. All of this goes into altering your genes. Epigenetics proves that. The intrinsic happiness occurs naturally. Intrinsic happiness occurs naturally. Intrinsic means it's just a natural thing. It's within you. In other words, you have happiness already in you. It's a part of your gene and chromosomal system. Your biological makeup has the gene for happiness already embedded in it. Humans have genes that can be activated by our thoughts, our emotional patterns and behaviors, our mindfulness. Every step you take, you know, one foot got to go in front of the other in order to walk. So every step you take, be mindful of the steps that you're taking. Anything you do, your house, around your children. Be mindful of every motion of your body, every act of your physical being. Be mindful of it. In other words, don't just do it. Have your mind involved in your entire body mechanism. Have your mind involved in your entire body movement. Have your entire being activated, so that we do not become like these people in this society. Stiff. We get old and our backs get stiff. We can't whine. We can't move. We can't do nothing. You know, they say, oh, he's just old. No, he's not old. He's just disconnected. His mind is disconnected from his body. And it's been over a long period of time. Say mindfulness, meditation, and altruistic actions unlock the DNA code that produces natural happiness. So natural happiness, now you have the happiness where you say, oh, I bought my girl a diamond ring. Oh, I'm so happy. You know, I bought my girl a new car. Oh, baby, I'm so happy. That's not natural happiness. Natural happiness already exists within you. All we need to do is bring out the natural happiness. How do we do that? Through unification. We meet at our blackness. I'm black, you black, I love you, you love me. Black power. Just be black. See, now we're united because we understand that everything we design, everything we need is locked within our blackness. Let me see where I'm at. I'm going to yield, and when I come back in, if possible, I'm going to take the same thing. I'm going to deal with the biological, but I'm going to take it to the, you know, point out some other facts about how we can control what happens to us. And we'll get to that. All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Thank you again.
I don't want to talk too long.
Thank you again for your commentary. We know you ended. I want to thank everybody so much for tuning in live. I really appreciate the love and support. Y'all, please like, share the video. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscription button as well as notification bell. I drop content often. I entitled this live content. When you see a thumbnail say content versus consciousness, for the people or not. I find that through my observation of being on YouTube for so long, that though there's a lot of good information and content out there, it get caught up in between the transferring, delivering information, transferring, and the person accepting it. And going back to the elder talking about energy, I really believe everything deals with energy, right? I try to look at something this morning, right? And I got caught off guard, what have you. And the sister that be on this channel sometime, and I watch, I subscribe to the channel or whatever. I watched the sister go off so, it was early morning. The sister cussed so much. It shook my spirit. Like I wasn't ready early morning watching nobody video that just cussed the way they did, right? And I just had to brace myself for a second. I said, woo, let me get off this because my energy level wasn't ready for those kind of vibrations, right? And that's why I said we have to watch the content we take in. Because sometimes when you have all this crazy content, you have people delivering this content in a crazy way, whereas they be so mad and frustrated. And at the end of the day, I'm like, how do you expect for me to understand what you're talking about? How do you expect for me to even want to gravitate or even want to unite with you when you just that toxic, you just that mad? And I'm like, you're trying to get a message out. I mean, I don't know, I don't know. But when I say content versus consciousness for the people or not, I feel like we have to make choices. We really have to make choices in reference to what we really trying to do. And I call a pastor a friend. He's a pastor of mine from New Orleans. And we from the same hood, Desire Housing Project. He's been doing things in the project, right? And I've been trying to call everybody got influence from my neighborhood. And I was talking about what I was trying to do, right? And he was blunt. He was like, we gotta go in the communities and have a real plan to really want to help the people. We was talking about like giving helping, teaching, and be consistent with it. That was just the theme we was talking about, right? And that's what I challenge everybody that's listening right now. That's what we have to really go back in our communities, especially communities we know that is suffering. And we got to do something. Sit down, come to a reasonable plan, get people behind you in your neighborhood. We have to do something. Too many times we waiting on somebody to just bring us this message or come with the right plan. Do something. If you don't know about self-determination, still do something. If you don't know about it, you don't know about that, still do something. See, we find an excuse to just sit around and not do nothing but want to criticize everybody. That's why I say, when I say content versus consciousness for the people or not, it's supposed to be about the people. It's supposed to be about the people. So when I listen to a lot of stuff on YouTube, I'm like, I'm seeing those who are sincere. I'm seeing those who are somewhat toxic. I'm seeing those who are commercializing. I'm seeing those who have the wrong energy. I'm like, we'll never unite as long as we come in with energy that could be considered negative or bad vibrations. And I'm just being honest about what I plan on doing. I'm not trying to break nothing down scientific. I'm not trying to do all that stuff. I'm not trying to go all deep. I'm just trying to be direct. I'm going to do some of my communities. I'm not waiting on nobody to give me an order, tell me anything. I know what I got to do. That's why it's no excuse if you're of age that you don't have a book in your hand. You're not learning, studying, understanding your situation you're in, why it's like it is, and what you got to do to make it better. I do believe it starts with you getting yourself together first, and then once you get yourself together, get the family where you want it to be, you can do what you got to do more aggressively in the community. But right now, I just feel like we still like talking about the same things, arguing about the same things, disagreeing about the same things, and not really understand that we got to go back into our communities, or we got to go into our communities with a real plan. We have to give. We have to give. We have to help, and we have to teach, and we have to be consistent. I mean, me and this pastor, man, shout out to Pastor Tyrone, New Orleans. I won't lie, you know what I'm saying? We'll call his name with Pastor Tyrone. He's been a powerful brother on New Orleans, and I admire his brother, you know what I'm saying? His brother from same neighborhood, and I watched his brother from being an OG gangster, you know what I'm saying, the project, and he older than me to, getting us all together and getting our church and what have you. And he's been doing so much in the community. Like, when I call him, because we go way, way back, and I just laid online what I want to do. The brother fully embraced me. And the message I want to tell the people, like what I just said about, we got to go in our community. We can't wait on the next best plan. We can't wait on, things that haven't really came to fruition. Do what you can do until you get a complete understanding of where you're trying to go at with this. Because it don't take that much. Hashtag each one teach one. Hashtag turn word into action. That's what I plan on doing. I'm not caught up in the hype of the movement. I'm not caught up in trying to sound like I know this and I know that, because I may talk about things or go way back. I'm not caught up in all that. I don't even care to be in front of the screen right now. And I say I share my platform, you know what I'm saying? And I try to get people to look at not just what I'm saying, but we saying as a people. That's why it's really engaging conversation with the Black community. I think some people kind of push it with their content, but that's another conversation for another day. But at the end of the day, it's about us coming together, agreeing we got to do something. That's what it's all about. Everything else is just extra talk. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like we've been victimized in so many ways. I think people like, why not? And I don't know. I just feel like me doing this live tonight, right? The mental transition had to go in and just come to the live and really keep myself together and really expressing what I want to express without showing the added emotions, or even when I might become angry. I just feel like that don't solve nothing. I have to stand on the side of righteousness. I have to really convey a real message to you and kind of inspire you to do something. It's cool watching me and watching everybody else on the podcast or what have you. That's cool. But I'm telling you, I'm putting boots on the ground. Y'all know I've been traveling this country. I've been doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going back to my hood. I'm really, it's so much I want to see that I won't see. Just because it's not for you to know right now. I have to demonstrate it. Too many times we gullible. We like people that talk good. We like people that do something here and there, but not consistent. This is not get on the bus, then jump off the bus. You got to stay on that damn bus. You got to ride out till the wheels fall off. This is the kind of movement we got going on. This is real. This is not a game. And for me, I've really put my life all the way out here to make a difference. I'm not into competing. I don't care if elder whomever they front and center. I'll be in the back. I'll be in the back. You might don't even see me, but guess what? I'm gonna be there to try to help out best way I can. I'm gonna play my position. It's like we playing ball, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got a position. We gotta come off the bench. I'm gonna come off the bench. In the day, you know what I'm saying? We have to do something. We have to be doers and less talkers. I yell the flow.
Yes, my brother. Peace in the valley. Peace in the valley. Righteousness covering the earth. And one love for each and every one. Love and light. Bright. Light that expose the falsehood. That expose the lies. That make clear to the human eyes what is to be and what is what is. We are all being deceived on a monumental level. This is a time in human history that has never been before, not like this. And the closest you can get to that is Atlantis, that went down to the bottom of the ocean. And I don't know too much about Atlantis, but this is very serious. The question: what side of the line are you on? There's a line. And on one side, you have the incompetent. The incompetent. And on the other side of the line, you have the competent. Those that are aware, those that are conscious of themselves, who they are, and their environment and surroundings. The incompetent don't know who they are. They are totally confused as to the environment. They are complacent. They are very conforming. They conform to everything. They do not ask any questions, and they allow themselves to be programmed. So they do not have the ability to think anymore. Well, the ability is there, but you can't take away a person's ability to think, but you can actually lower it so low, it seems as if they're not thinking. And that's with a lot of people today. We inherit certain things. And where do we get this inheritance from? Well, we get it from our parents. And they get it from their parents. And they get it from their parents and their parents, and so on and so forth, till infinity. But we're here right now, in the here and the now. And we have a DNA, and we have chromosomes. Now, the chromosomes first of all, the DNA is a code. It's a code that the body has. Now, the adversary has been trying to break that code for a long, long time. Arrogant, you know, arrogant, stiff-necked, you know, stubborn, envious, covetous, greedy. That's the adversary. And all these things, what I just mentioned, is within each and every one of us as a people, as Black people. We have greed in us. We have envy. We have covetousness. We have all the things that our adversary have. Because see, we could be like our adversary because he recruits many of us. As my brother Major was saying, how we come on social media and we bitch and we moan and we groan and we talk about each other. Don't get shut down though, because that served the purpose of the original adversary. When we fuss and we fight and we act like we're confused. Oh, brother, it's best for you to be a Democrat. Oh, no, I'm going to be a Republican. And we split up. See, divide and conquer. We thinking divide and conquer as a people. They talking about divide and conquer your power. They talking about your people as a people. They know your power. So we have to have a new political stance. We have to become one people, whether you come from Jamaica, whether you come from Trinidad, whether you come from Bronx, whether you come from New York, whether you come from Nigeria, whether you come from South America, Brazil, Venezuela. As long as you are a Black man, you're African. That's the code. So once you can accept that reality and know that your goal is for peaceful happiness in your life. That's your goal. Any Black man that does not want to be peaceful and happy, and his family and his children be peaceful and happy, live that life, then he need to go back and be a Brazilian, you know, be a Jamaican, you know, be a Haitian, you know, be a Liberian, be an African American. See, because that's not united. When you're all those things, you're not in unity. But when you're Black, you're in unity, and you can still be a Jamaican, and you can still be an American because you're united. This is the most powerful weapon. Your ability to choose. When Christ was confronted by the devil on the mountain, he was made many offers. Just like a lot of these artists in hip hop and different places, they made many offers. The devil come to make offers to them. Do this and do that, and I'll make you a star. And many of them did it. And the devil recorded it and kept it in a little old book. So if you step out of line, he's going to pull that out and say, hey, this is what he did for me. He can't go against me. And because you want to save face, you're going to continue in the way of the demon. You ever wonder why Black folk don't do shit? I'm talking about the successful ones. Not only in music and entertainment, but in business. A lot of them. There's got a lot of Black businessmen that's ultra successful. I mean, deep pockets. Why they're not doing anything out in the open? How come the other races of people can do things out in the open? But when it comes to us doing things out in the open, we have reservations. Because we've been bastardized. We have been retrained out of our greatness into a subservient. In other words, we can't do nothing unless we're going to share what we do with them. But do they share what they do with us? No, they don't. They don't share. You understand? So we have been programmed out of our greatness. Like I said before, our behavior can be changed. Our genes can change. Our behavior can change our genes, our physical and external, and our mental internal environment, heat, pollution, chemicals, and altered mindset can alter specific DNA. We're talking about chemical imbalance. Certain things in your environment, when waged upon you over a long period of time, will change the chemical balance of your metabolism, your physical being. That's where we have a thing called mental illness coming now. How come there wasn't a whole bunch of mentally ill people on the plantation? Because we did what we were supposed to do. We weren't dealt with on a certain level. Ever since that, though, certain things have been instituted in our environment. We are like a cell that's in a petri dish, and in the petri dish is only things that will disturb us and destroy us, and it will always bring us almost to the death of ourselves, but will not allow us to actually die. Now, all we have to do is take the cell, which is ourselves, out of that environment and put ourselves into another environment that has everything that we need for nurturing and cultivating who we are, the greatness of ourselves. And so this is very important to understand. So when my brother Major speaks about, people talking about getting land, and we need land, we need this, but nobody's getting it. But I know there's a few people that has done that, in certain areas. And I know that there's people that look at them and say, oh, they shouldn't have did that. Okay, well, where's the land that you have gotten? And doesn't it make sense if somebody moves on something that you have spoken on, that you say, oh, I was just talking about that, and these folks didn't do that. Let's go down there and let's unite and let's help. Let's make, let's bring our resource, not just your body. You see, a lot of people get it twisted. Resources is what you use to build infrastructure. See, procrastination is the thief of your most precious commodity. And your most precious commodity is time. That's what they pay you for by the hour at your job. If they pay you $15 an hour, so your most precious commodity is only valued by that person you're working for at $15 an hour. Is that what you're telling me? You're only worth $15 an hour. And if you want more than that, you got to work like a horse. Then you got to work 40 hours, and over 40 hours, they give you some overtime. And they won't allow you to work over a certain amount of overtime because they really don't want to pay you. If they could just not pay you, they'd be fine with that. So we have to understand what we have been inundated with: behaviors, suggestions through advertisement and marketing. And then we fall for it, and we send our children into the same thing. And over time, we say, well, I don't know what's wrong with the young people today. They just ain't got no respect. No, they don't have no respect because their behavior has changed their DNA to the point where they only can think on a particular level, which is contrary to their mother and father, contrary to their true genetics. Their true genetics is not to kill one another. We weren't killing each other on the plantation. Why are we killing each other now? Because our genetics, our DNA have been changed by virtue of the treatment that has been going on towards us. Martin Luther King said that he feels like we as a people need to write our own Declaration of Independence. And there's a part in the Declaration of Independence that needs to be understood. It said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of contentment. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their rights, their just powers from the consent of the governed, which is the people. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its power in such form as to them shall seem most likely to effect their safety, Do black people feel safe today? They were being kidnapping young women up in St. Louis, like left, right, and center. Are we safe? I don't think so. And happiness, safety and happiness. Produce indeed will be dictated that governments, prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light or transient causes. In other words, for frivolous reasons, for slight reasons. I think we have a lot of reasons why we need to change our government. I'm not saying change their government now. We need to change our governance, how we govern ourselves. Because see, the man who governs you wants you to continue to be governed by him. But you have to change your governance. Okay? And accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. So once again, we're talking about these black people that feel so comfortable. They know we're suffering. They know we're dying. They got all the money and all the wealth that they've got from the souls of those that came before them. They were endowed with this ability to do whatever they did to be successful. That came from their soul. They did not do that themselves. They would tell you that they pulled themselves up and they did all that. No, you did not. You inherited that from your great grandparents and ancestors. And it's now in your DNA. That's what sprung it. That's what sprung Muhammadology to become the greatest. Because he had people in his lineage that were doing the same thing he did. And they found that, Muhammad Ali found that out, I think after he died. That information came out. That he wasn't creating himself. He was already created by his ancestors and foreparents. So they rather get comfortable. They get comfortable in their captivity. You see, they would rather do that. Okay? But when a long train of abuses and usurpation pursuing invariably the same object continues, a design to reduce them under absolute disposition, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide a new guards for their future security, such as being the patient sufferance of those colonies. Such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. So we have the right. We keep marching on these people. What are you marching on them for? All you got to do is throw them off. They violate you, throw them off, and develop a new security, because security is key. Because when you throw them off, they're going to want to come and show you some power, where you're going to have some power to show them that you are secure in yourself and you no longer need their services, because you have the right to do that based upon the history of what has been perpetrated against you, and so on and so forth. Our DNA and our chromosomes are being changed because of our behavior, and our behavior is a result of the treatment and the laws and the white supremacy structure, because white supremacy is not white people. People don't get it twisted. White supremacy is not white people. White supremacy is the system that was set up by white people. It's not white people, it's the system. And then white people participate in the setup of that system, but all white people are going to benefit. So we need to understand the context in which we're speaking here. You have the right to be black. You have the right to govern yourselves. You have the right to educate yourselves. You have the right to be spiritual in the order and look at God and worship God in the way you see fit. You have the right to provide your own housing. You have the right to provide your own health care. You don't need the government to give you health care. There's enough black doctors and lawyers and nurses and specialists to do that. To provide health care for ourselves, for our people. So I'm imploring everyone to subscribe to Major TV. Please subscribe to Major TV. Donate if you feel the cause is correct. Know that we love you. Share the information. You know, I am here for you as you are here for me. I'm speaking only to the competent. I have nothing for the incompetent. Those who are incompetent and wish to know, I would say tune in anyway. Get some of Major TV's blessings. Get some of that positive essence. Get some of that real juice. You know, let us fill you. Let us cleanse you. Let us elevate you. Let us love you. Because I know you love us, regardless. Hey, Major, brother man. I'm having a lot of fun tonight. And we got to do this more often, man.
It's a beautiful bill, man. Beautiful bill. I always appreciate you come on the show because we can build off each other, man. And we're a great combo, man. I want to address the elephant in the room. I see 100 Black Rio in here, and he speaks a lot about preparing for catastrophe, calamities, natural disaster. That's calamity. I'm talking about internet shutdown and what have you. And let me say this about all of the climate control, and they talk about the ozone and how when everything happened, how the country gonna be divided and what have you. Talk about internet shutting down. And I hear people talking about a lot, especially 100 Black Rio. Let me say this. And we have to understand about the sea. When this happened, I'm fast forwarding. I'm moving. When this happened, who you think gonna suffer? Cause see, when we talk, we gotta prepare. We gotta get ready. That's been my problem from day one talking about this, right? We suffer every time something bad happens because our money ain't right. Because our minds and hearts are not in the right place. We've been manipulated and brainwashed and spending our money carelessly. I'm having a problem saying carelessly on things that's not a benefit. And I have to let people know I was around for the internet, so I was around when it was so poor. I don't know poor. I don't know how to say it, but I was poor, super poor. But we made a way. See, what I want everybody to know, Black people gonna find a way when there's no way. Now I do agree we gotta stack up on stuff and what have you. But 100 Black Rio want to come on talk about preparing for that. I hate to say this, a lot of our money ain't right. See, we don't want to accept. I'm gonna be real with you. We don't want to sell it. Let's look. We've been boxed in. They ran us out the country. You know what I'm saying? They took over the mountains. They got all the land. We boxed in. It's gonna be hell to get out there by them. We keep talking about buying land, doing this. We better do it now. They got a barricade of guns and everything. They got underground. They got everything. We failed each other by not stepping up. Now we talking gotta get ready, blah, 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 what have you. Trust me, I remember when the water went off. I remember when lights went off. And we had to, in them projects, we had to make it do what it do. I mean, we have to remember in the 70s, 80s, they had calamities. They had some real stuff going on. But people had to survive. You know what I'm saying? The best way they can. Just like when Katrina took place, people had to survive. We're going to find a way to survive. You know what I'm saying? But we won't have casualties. We won't have casualties of war because some people are going to die. Some people get caught up. Because a lot of us are not understanding the gravity. Because all the stuff people talking about, 100 Black Rio, they've been talking like this. This has been a conversation. Remember, forgot 2002, they said internet was going to shut down. They were doing that. What that case something they were saying? I forgot it was UK, 2K, UK, whatever. There's been anticipation of major things happening. You feel me? It will always exist. You gotta remember, for those computers, people like the computers gonna shut down. We're gonna do like they've been doing everything manually. You know what I'm saying? They had ways how they did things, but of course it'd be a straight catastrophe. Keep talking about centralization. You need to come on the channel and talk about it with the people, because you're talking Spanish. You're talking the language people understand. You have to come on this channel and talk about this. Because see, you might be in a position where you situate like that. Our people not. That's why you should have a platform. That's why you should be teaching the people. Come on this channel or making videos, teach the people. You feel me? Because whatever happened, I don't care what happened. They're gonna turn out to be survival of the fittest. And if you don't have some kind of brotherhood or sisterhood or community hood going on, it's gonna be like Mad Max. Everybody for themselves. So be careful of action. Keep careful what you keep speaking about, talk about. Because when it happens, you better be ready. Because I'm telling people, they're telling me all this food and blah, blah. Man, when they get like that, and when pressure come down and panic and mayhem take place, stuff happens. But I'm going to say this. We have to teach the people. But we have to be efficient. We be a fisherman for men, right? We got to fish men and women. We have to show them the way. You feel me? We have to show them the way. This is not a damn joke. If it happened, and I'm wrong, I've been through in the 80s and the 70s some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I seen how bad it is. Y'all don't be watching. Y'all wasn't watching something old. We watching old with the 50s and 60s. How it was in the neighborhood, like the damn building gonna fall on black people. They were surviving. Black people found a way. If they survived slavery, we survived slavery, we can survive anything. Trust me. You know? But if you know people need something, it's your job to make sure you get the information to them. Give them that option. You know what I'm saying? Because internet is out here now, YouTube out here. So all the information out there about camping, about preparing for emergencies, so forth, so on, and whether people want to hear about it. You feel me? I'm stacked up like I don't know what, but I'm in the suburbs. Like I ain't around the country or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you what, I can tell you this year. Let something happen. I'll be ready. I'm a survivor. You know what I'm saying? I'm a survivor, but it's gonna be mayhem. It's gonna be mayhem. It's already mayhem already, whether we know it or not. It's already mayhem. People already suffering without the calamities. People suffering because of oppression. And that's the worst calamity right now, because why? If it's getting worse, they're gonna really wig out. You know, you think they're cutting up, stealing cars and jacket killing and all that. Just imagine when they lose the little they got. So I just gotta address the elephant in the room. Black people have always been in a position whereas when things happen bad, we have to buy. I can say always, but of course we know about what happened to all the great cities, black cities that were destroyed. We can always be at the bottom of the barrel, but we'll teach our people to come from out the barrel to barrel, bottom of the barrel. We have to know how to handle our money. We have to know what to do with our money. We have to know what to do with our decisions. So many times we make so much money, so much bad decisions with our money is sad. So many bad decisions. We don't even think about stuff like this. We're so used to everything just happening the way it happens, and well, it's just may fall away. Hey, that's what's up. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank the great elder Chihuahua for coming through. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Let me see. Let me holler at some of y'all out here because I ain't gonna be long. I want to thank y'all coming through and see what's going on.
Can I ask you a question?
Huh?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You said that it was how do we prepare? Being prepared. You know.
Yeah, for calamities like
yeah,
when they cut off.
I would like to say something on that briefly, because it's important. You know, I hear this all the time. Being prepared, and as I said before, it's only two set of people: the competent and the incompetent. the competent will be activated to survive, because they will be connected to nature, the real things that actually matter. The incompetent will be connected to a system of matrix that is on its way to destruction. So there's no preparing for them unless they become competent like yesterday. And the competency that they incorporate must be sincere. You can't fool nature. You cannot fool the energy. You know what I'm saying? They go, oh, let me get competent right quick. But you know, in your heart, you really bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work. You're just gonna get destroyed anyway. You know, like Lot's wife became a pillar of salt. See, people don't understand what that means. She got out of the city, but her mind and her heart was still there. And because her mind and her heart was still there, she turned into a pillar of salt. She became she had a heart attack and died as she was leaving because she was so distraught about leaving. See, so how do we prepare? Remember this, the sun is a symbol of the power of God. The power, you know, you turn the light on because you got electricity, the power comes on. The sun is the power. It feeds your body the electricity you need. What does it give you? Vitamin D. A vitamin, damn, it's giving me nourishment. It's giving me nutrient. That's the clue of my preparedness. Okay, if the sun is giving me vitamin D, what else is it giving me? What is vitamin D? It's responsible for something like 2,500 or more biophysical processes. When my feet touches the earth, I become grounded and recharged. It's called grounding. What's hidden from the babes and the sucklings is what's hidden from the wise and the prudent is revealed to the babes and suckling. Okay, the wise and the prudent is these competent and incompetent people. That's the wise and the prudent, the competent and the incompetent. The babes and the suckling now have information. But how can the babes tell me? It's just the baby can't hardly talk. And how can a suckling tell me? Because the suckling is still on the titty. You see, you got to deal with the code of it all. What is the code? Observation. As competent individual, we will observe the babe and the suckling. How are they surviving? Well, the suckling just takes mama's milk. Don't need nothing else but mama's milk. Suck on that milk for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever the mama decides as a woman, how much nurturing she wants to give that child. What happens in the process? In the process, the child's immune system is strengthened and fortified and built. What about the babes? The babes have been weaned and they're just toddlers. Oh, they don't take much. Their stomach is the size of their fist. So that's the size of their stomach. You give a toddler a little something small, you'll eat. Remember, you know, all the babe did before it became a toddler was feed on mama's milk. Mama's milk is the nectar of life. Okay? So what does that tell you? The sun is giving you nutrients. Mama's milk gives you nutrients. Oh, so all you have to do now is get out of your gluttonous state. Stop being so gluttonous. You want to put food away? What you putting food away for? You can. I'm not saying don't prepare in that way. But I'm trying to tell you that's not going to help you like you think it's going to help you. Okay? Because you have to learn how to live off of the energy of creation. A lot of people may call this breatharians, people that just live off the breath, the energy of the earth, live off of meditation, knows how to bring in the nutrients from the environment, from the atmosphere, from the sun, from the wind. And then they exercise and you either eat The babes, you eat a little bit, so now you have to eat little bit. But with the little bit that you eat, the little bit that you eat should be things that are quality, high quality, high in quality. Why do I say that? Because your cells of your body is what you're eating for. You're not eating for your belly. Most people eat for their belly. But really, what you're eating for is the cells of your body. The cells of your body need nutrients. So if you're eating nutrient poor food, it's going to take more of that food just to give you a little bit, not even what the cells need, but a little bit, just keep it alive. But if you focus on putting aside food that's high in nutrients, then you're able to eat a small amount of that. See, a breatharian is one who eats a little bit of food, small amount of food as possible, on their way to becoming without food. I knew a gentleman that he never drank water. He never drank water. He ate watermelon, he ate cantaloupe, he ate stuff like that. So now, how do we prepare? Put some seeds in the ground. Build you a greenhouse. Yes, we're going to buy some stuff and put it in the cupboards, some canned stuff and all that kind of business. We're going to do that. But that's not going to really be the thing that saves you. What's going to save you is your livestock. You got to have some chickens, some goats if you're a meat eater. You know, you milk your goat and get goat milk. You can get eggs from chicken, and you can eat chicken if you eat chicken. Build you a fish farm on your property where you can farm freshwater fish like brim and whatnot. These are the way you prepare if you're talking about being prepared. But let me tell you, the best way of preparing is when we, as competent individuals, unite ourselves together. See, because we can do more if we are many, but we can't do as much if we're just a singular. And the world and the system that we live in encourage us to think just for ourselves. I'm doing me, so now you do you. I'm going to take care of me, you take care of you. See, that's not the way of creation. It takes a village to raise a child. That's creation. Oh, don't talk to my child like that. That's my child. No, your child was rude. Your child was going down the wrong path, and the brother or a sister was helping your child. Be appreciative and say thank you so much, and then look at your child and say that is the right thing. The man is telling you the right thing. We need to reconstitute our mindset, our behavior, because of so many years of degradation, so many years of bullshit, that our DNA has changed and we've become anti-self. We have become anti-self, and we're doing things that's against our own nature. So prepare, yes, drop that Babylonian shit, strip away all that fetter that's holding you, them bonds that's got you all wrapped up. Stop asking Babylon for stuff. Stop holding the hand of Babylon, and look to yourself and your brothers and sisters that have like mind and like heart. Heart and mind must be one. And unite. Be obedient. Love one another. Don't worry about those incompetent people that's talking that poisonous, toxic shit. Don't do that. Listen to righteousness. When Major comes on and speak, and I'm here and speak, and if you have questions, please ask questions so Major can see the questions. We're not afraid of questions. Ask questions. If you don't ask a question, what are you doing? You're listening for what purpose? Do you want to be edified? Do you want to be enlightened? Do you want to be a new person tomorrow? Because guess what? Whether you decide to be a new person tomorrow or not, guess what? You will be a new person tomorrow. Because tomorrow is a day that has never happened before in the whole of creation. We don't repeat days. In creation, we don't repeat days. Tomorrow is a brand new day. And tomorrow you will be a brand new man, a brand new woman. And your children will be brand new children tomorrow. And the next day they'll be brand new again. And again. And every day is a renewal. Every day is new energy. New. It's just that what we're doing, we're stopping the renewal process. We're staying up all goddamn night. We're not giving the brain a chance to clean itself through sleep. That's what the brain does when you sleep. It flushes out the toxins that it gathered during the waking hours. This is how you prepare yourself. Learn how to be content. Learn how to be content. Be prepared. If you don't know how to be content, you ain't gonna be ready. I don't care how much food you put in your house. I don't care how much you do that. You learn how to be content. Be content with being at home. Be content with being with God. Be content with being with yourself. Be content with being with your spouse and your children, because they have separated us from all of those realities. But this pandemic, whatever you want to call that shit, has brought everybody back home. And in that process, many people have divorced. Because goddamn, I can't stand her. Goddamn, I can't stand him. Oh, my children are crazy. It had brought things to the surface that only the competent will be able to handle.
Thank
so
you.
make a
Thank
decision
you.
and be competent.
Thank you. 100 Black Real said this is a different era in money. Money is at its lowest point. Money, for your information, has always been the lowest point. Only when Roosevelt and Nixon was in office where they stopped the dollar from being backed by gold. We've been dealing with a fake currency forever. That's because they have to make sure the people eat and have clothes and whatever. They got to create jobs and everything. The government have to make sure, because the government serve the people. It's just that the way they make it seem like, no, the people serve the government serve the people. I say government, I'm talking about everybody, from the president on down to the police officer. You know what I'm saying? All that's part of the government. But nah, the dollar always been fake. It's always been a fake currency. Only when Roosevelt and Nixon was presidents that the dollar was backed by gold. So my point is this though. That dollar can buy land, can buy property, can buy food, can buy clothes. So when you say stuff like that, you may not know what you're doing, but you're putting out bad information to your people. They have to know how to manage that currency and do something with it. You have to know how to flip it. You feel me? And what I'm trying to tell my people, and tell you that when catastrophes take place, who suffer? Black people. When I was on that bridge of Katrina in 2005 in August, black people suffered because we couldn't leave out New Orleans because we didn't have money. You feel me? We didn't have the money. Now we know the powers that be keep us oppressed. A lot of us enjoy our captivity because we're contented just getting over the home and doing better than the elder, or doing better than Shamika, or DJ 3D, you know, or Future Melon Free. You know, I mean, that's how we rock. We don't think about each one, teach one, hashtag turn word together, hashtag let's build some black unity. We don't think like that because we've been taught. Like Mike Boss said, changing the cycle of slavery, where he said that we watched the slave master, right? And we see the slave master had nice things soon. We got a little money. We'll be like slave master. We won't have nice things. And the mindset have always been
breaking up, brother.
I see that. You hear me? As opposed to us coming together, you know. I'm breaking up again.
No. Go ahead.
As opposed to not liking what the slave master had, but focus on what we need as a people. See, right now we keep talking about these catastrophes. They've been talking about that for years. I'm telling you, all the 70s and 80s, they've been talking the way they're talking now. And natural disasters have happened. You know, things that happen. Lights that went out of power and all that. People survive. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking now like people is a real scare, right? Because of how these politicians sold themselves out to these big companies and polluted the world, right? They sold out. You know, let's be real. Now you're so spooked out, what have you, but at the end of the day, we have a long history after destroying great black neighborhoods. We have a long history of mismanaging money, fighting among each other, hurting each other and not really seeing the big picture. And it's from on down to the top all the way down to the bottom. That's how it has been. So my whole point is you have to teach the people how to handle it, how to money manage, how to invest, so forth, so on. We don't do that. We just don't do it. You know, I mean,
well, we're about to do all of that.
Oh, yeah, we're about to do it. Of course, we're about to do it. You know, so I just wanted to
it will not be televised.
I just wanted to address this brother because I want to come on my channel. He want to talk about being prepared with his houndness. I hear a lot of people talking about this, but this has been a scare. People forgot what happened 17 years, 27 years ago when they thought that when 2000 came around, that internet gonna shut down. That was just 27 years ago. It's been a scare, and we got to realize one thing too. We're dealing with greed and fear. Greed and fear. That's what we're dealing with, greed and fear. So they put fear in people to rack a certain kind of way. If people spend all kind of money, doing all kind of stuff, and you're feeling positive and greedy. You know what I'm saying? The 1% or 2%. So it's so much can come from that. But I just feel like not just natural disaster, we're supposed to be prepared for everything regardless. We are the underdog. We are at war.
You know, so the CIA did a study, and I'm going to get that study. We can do it another time. I just want to mention it. The CIA did a study back in the 60s about how the thoughts of people and the emotions of people affect the earth and the environment. So when I fell upon this information, the first thing came to me is like, damn, they got the whole world in fear and at the doorstep of chaos and anarchy for a reason. You know, and it's very interesting to understand that the behavior that we are expressing daily, on a moment-to-moment, daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, yearly basis, is creating our realities. It's affecting the world around us. As a people, we need to understand that. We also need to understand that we do not have a government. Black people do not have. Stop acting like you got a government. You don't have a government. You are governed by a government that is not your government. Did we have a hand in the establishment of the government? Sure. They don't teach that in the schools, though. They don't teach you that we created the presidential seal, that we established all the executive office, every last one of them. They don't teach you that George Washington was not the first president of America. They don't teach you that. So everything that we know is either partial information, altered information, or just flat out lies. So we don't have a government. Stop acting like we have a government and we got to do that. We need to build now. His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie say, and Haile Selassie is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the conquering line of the tribe of Judah. His lineage goes to King Solomon and King David, which is royalty from biblical times. Everybody know that. That's what it is. He said, we must start from scratch. And if anybody understands what starting from scratch means, start from scratch. And you want to know something? That's a blessing to know that we can start from scratch. We can start from scratch. That means we can build this new heaven and we can build this new earth. The new heaven is the new dome on your head. Heaven is your dome, your sky. This is your sky right here. Right here. Right here. That's your dome. That's your heaven. It is a reflection of the one above you, the sky, which is the same way. So we need to start from scratch. We need to be obedient. We need to love one another, and so that we can unite, because we cannot unite if we don't love one another. Trust me, it's not going to happen. If you don't have love for me and I don't have love for you, how are we going to get together? Explain that. We going to use money? Well, there was a time when our foreparents We're sold on the stock market as a commodity. So where money at? What do you mean? We are the money. We are the money. We need to stop playing. We are the money. We need to see the value in our own self. The reason why we're suffering, we don't see the value in our own self. We don't see the love for our own self, so we can have the same love to our brothers in front of us. But no, we love God, but we don't love our brothers. Oh, we trust God, but we don't trust our brothers. Oh, I got faith in God, but we don't have faith in ourselves and our brothers. Come on, man. Let's get real. We are the gods of this earth, the children of the Most High. Let's own it, acknowledge it, and put it on.
Thank you. Rillo, man, Rillo, we have been through so much pain, weaknesses shouldn't have any room left. Real talk, brother, real talk. That's real talk.
Yeah. We ain't got no room left but to elevate. We got room for elevation now. Room for building character, for building righteousness. That's what we got room for. Because there's always room for that.
According speaks, this is chess, not checkers. Sometimes it takes patience, understanding, and love to advance the agenda of true liberation. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, but the thing is, we ain't playing no game. Whether it's chess or checkers, we ain't playing no game. This is real life. This is not a game. This is not a
metaphor. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor in reference to
thinking. The metaphor.
I'm saying though, but listen, it's a thinking. Chess is not an easy game to play. You got to think that. So I know where you're coming from, because I use that. I use that too. But it's just a thing like when checkers, you just move and you're not thinking. Like you have people that's very impulsive, don't even think about what they're doing. You got people that think. So it was just a metaphor.
Thinking simplicity. You know what I mean? You hungry? I got bread. Here it is, brother. You without shelter, and I can shelter you. Come on, brother. See,
you don't have to challenge everything, brother.
No, I'm not challenging. I'm just
saying though, but it's a metaphor. Like
I'm not challenging anyone.
No, I'm just saying though, because I said it earlier. I just said it earlier about chess. I just said about chess. I call it a piece on the board. You know what I'm saying? So I'd say the same metaphor. That's why I said I said.
Yeah, it sounds really good. Chess, not checkers. That's a very good sound. Sounds really good.
Gary Branch, much love to the elders and always all praise the Most High. Salute the General Jim J. Unity Black Power. Thanks, brother, for coming through, comment, everything. Yes.
Money can buy sex, but it can't buy love,
DJ 3D, speaking of nature, one thing the Black community in America need immediately is a massive agriculture program. We need to start growing our own food. True, we need to. We're gonna start with you doing it first. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's good in theory saying that, but we have to be in the mindset of really envision, can I do it? Mm-hmm. See, what I know is about our community, we always say what the community should do. And it's like it only start with a few people. There don't be a whole lot of people that really multiply to many people. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, yeah, we gotta do this, but but when? You know what I'm saying? So like I don't know nothing about farming. I won't even lie. But I'm gonna buy some land, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I want to do it and I talk about it, but we do need to do that and what have you. But to do something like that, you definitely have to have real people around you. And I hate to say it, I'm gonna be real with you. Like that's gonna be the biggest challenge with the movement. You have to always look over your shoulder and worry about, I can't say worry about, but be concerned if you have a Judas in the room, you know what I'm saying? Because some people, they change when money come, things go to happen and stuff like that. But I think that's a conversation for another day. But that's something we definitely do. We definitely check balance for that. Check and balance for that. John the builder, man. John Washington the builder, man. Salute, Black Power, all praise to the Most High free zone.
Yeah, money can buy a house, but it can't buy a home.
Future melanated freight. American Indians working with Africans. Y'all finally about to get them to come over here, or this just another round table. I
You
hope
know,
it's not hope. Huh?
money can buy friends, but it can't buy loyalty. I'm just throwing some stuff out there, you know. I'm just throwing out there whatever.
Job Big said, yes, we all need it, but when does picking over what I'm willing to give at the time, rather to be time or attention? Grandma will say it's ungrateful. Okay. They talking about what part of Indians they are. They would have somebody, so we can sell Blackfoot. There's a lot of comments, y'all. I'm just looking through. Shamika said they have to tell us what they're doing. It's on us to be able to see it.
Absolutely. Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up to that.
This is really so much that should be talked about in social media. We cannot give up, brother. Plucking game for real. Like, I mean, that's why on MajorTv we try to be well diverse and talking about different things. And of course, the elder definitely spoke about all that and where we going at with it. And I just appreciate it being in the company of him as well as you all. You know, I'm able to just really just bounce off each other, and I'm loving it. Y'all giving a lot of commentary, more than I expected.
Also, giving up is for the incompetent. That's reserved for certain people. You have to have given up as an option to those who are incompetent. You have to understand the reality that we're faced with here today. We have no room for incompetent people. We have no room for people who don't understand that they are black and that they have to rally around that blackness of themselves. We have no room for that. This is a new day, a new time for us, new behavior, new thoughts, new emotions, new feelings, new way of life. This is new to all of us today. None of us were back there during the Emancipation Proclamation. None of us were back there when Black Wall Street got burnt down and tore up. None of us was there when Oscarville went under Lake Lanier. And many other towns and cities that we have built in this country. None of us were here. And if we are, we're very old today. You understand? So right now, we are at a point in our evolutionary biological movement where we must now change our behavior so that we can change our DNA, so that we can get back connected to universe and to nature, which held us, which protected us throughout the entire enslavement. You think we just got through that because we were just black people, we were so strong? No, we were connected to the earth. We were connected to the earth, the sun, the star, the moon. We were connected. And that's what kept us strong. God kept us strong. And we have to return that. And it's no debate about it. There's no controversy about it. You either get back into yourself and take charge of yourself, or stay out there. Be whatever you define yourself as. I mean, you have that choice, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with choosing incompetency. There's nothing wrong with being ignorant if that's what you choose to be as a people. But those of us who do not choose that, we can move forward. And we do not need ignorant, incompetent people in our path, because they will be ran the hell over. Simple as that.
Yeah.
No games, no disrespect, none of that. Raw, unadulterated, unedited, straight up truth to the power.
Cody said, having nice things with the downfall of our nation of people during the so-called integration era. One of the things, yeah. I'm just bouncing through y'all comments, man. I want to see something. We should communicate through a private secure email. All right, brother, for sure. I see a lot of comments coming through, and I won't go through anymore. It's kind of late. I'm tired, and and Elder, you know, y'all long with it tonight. But
hey, look, I'm feeling the same thing you feeling, brother. You know, like, you know,
I'm tired of hell. I'm gonna start snowing on y'all in a minute.
You good, man. You good. All power is with you. You know.
Yeah, but I appreciate everybody tuning. I thank you so much. My love, you know, it's beautiful with us. We're gonna do this again. I'll be back on Friday. I have Sister Evina Poe. She has something she wants to say to women, you know, some encouraging words. This sister we've been talking for a minute off and on.
I'm looking forward to hearing her. I'm looking forward to hearing her.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that's gonna be, I believe, gonna be 8 o'clock Friday and this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm be dealing with I'm talking to the brother my mind ain't got brother Alfalfa Quabo from the AK show, Diamond Radio from the UK. Me and this brother gonna be doing a build or what have you, talking about African diaspora unity talk. It's gonna be very interesting, what have you. This brother trying to network with me. He turned around with other leaders and stuff like that, and people in the continent as well as the islands and stuff like that. So that's a good build for the channel as well. So we definitely spreading and going abroad, and we're really trying to not be so narrow with the states. We trying to deal with South, North America, islands, continent, UK, what have you. Really trying to expand. So I would like for y'all to tune in on Friday 8 o'clock. As well as Sunday 2 p.m. But in the meantime, between time, again, thank you all for coming on and blessing the channel. I want to thank everybody that was on this live. Thank you for blessing this live by coming through, supporting, showing love, liking. I like that. You know, y'all continue to like and share, subscribe. You're new to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful. I want to thank Twine for the super chat donation. I love you, my brother, and I love you all out there. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Stay focused, still cool. Just be black, baby. Peace. You already know.
To the people, the power is the people. They power in your ego. We power in this evil. It's power in this music. Got power and I use it like I'm a superhero. We really need a leader. Power to the people. The power is the people. They power in your ego. We power in this evil. It's power in this music. Got power and I use it like I'm a superhero. We really need a leader. Wish we could see that we hurting ourselves. Hate to see each other excel. Looking like crabs in the barrel. Wanna gossip, wanna judge. What if we all just unified and put all our differences aside to preserve our way of life and be black and keep our pride and be kings under God and speak words that are wise and don't glorify things that took our fucking people lives. We've been oppressed so long, we feeding on our own, disconnected from our people, stuck in zombie mode. Children of the lost tribes, just go back to Israel. They say I'm trivial, but I swear it's biblical. We need to come together, not only at funeral. I'm so tired of fucking funeral. Power to the people. The power is the people. They power in your ego.
I come back and thank John Benson for the super chat. Thank you so much. I was in the channel by seeing this brother gave a donation. Thank you so much, John, from the bottom of my heart. You just don't know how much it's gonna be a contribution to the channel. I appreciate everybody that donated support. Thank you. But I have to go. Hopefully, you catch the next live, catch the replay. But I'll be doing a live Friday and Sunday. Thank you so much. Much love. Peace.